is the only sport where unknown competitors turn into modern-day gladiators, where the roses rise through the concrete of deadly fists. Fighters not only become champions, they also become icons. The Unprofessional Experts podcast is committed to delivering raw, unfiltered content solely focused on the world's most unforgiving sport. So without hesitation, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow to our podcast. With that being said, God listens to our podcast, so should you. You're welcome.
Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flame.
In the red corner, we have the global phenomenon, Dave O, the Destroyer. In the blue corner, we have the legendary JMC.
Welcome back, fight fans, man. Per usual, it is the Unprofessional Experts podcast. Go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, tell a best friend, tell a grandparent, tell a cousin, tell anybody, tell everybody. Because if you do not, I swear both of us will jump you in real life, man. With that being said, man, check us out on any station, anywhere that you can find a podcast. Just search the Unprofessional Experts podcast and get tapped in. Brand new episode, bro. Let's get it.
Man, we're going to get right into it. So on today's episode, we got a good episode for y'all today. And we're going to talk about the top 5 beatdowns in boxing history, man. Subjective, of course. This is our list. Your list might be different, but we're going to talk about the top 5 beatdowns. All right, first on our list, all right, we want to talk about a recent legendary beatdown, Spence Crawford. Now, going into this fight, I think most people thought it was a 50-50 fight. Most people thought it was just going to be a good scrap, but it ended up being a complete beatdown from Terrence Crawford, man. What we thinking about that?
Man, shout out Dallas, man. Got a lot of music come out of New Dallas, man. Not to mention one of the more legendary haircuts in the shag, man. Shout out Errol the Spence Truth Jr. Man, my wife's, man, big Spence fan. You know, obviously I'm a big, just call him a GOAT fan. And Terrence Bud Crawford and everybody, like you said, they were going 50-50, man. And just to go against the grain, man, just to irk my wife, I'm like, man, Crawford by knockout. I had no reason to say that going into the fight. And ooh-wee. One-sided demolition. It made Bud. And
It solidified him, right?
Absolutely. To the point to where, you know, we now hold Bud at such a status off that ass whooping that he laid on Errol Spence Jr. Man.
But here's the sad part, though. I mean, he's already been giving out beatdowns for years.
So much so that Errol has yet to even get back in the ring.
And how many years ago now has this?
It's been about 5. Being dramatic, but it feels like it's been about 10.
No, it has been a long time, and that's crazy to think about, man. He really has not been back in the ring since that fight.
Not only did he break Errol down, but he broke Errol, and he is down to where is the mental state of Errol Spence Jr.? Does he want to continue to compete at a championship level? It was that type of a beatdown.
Yeah, and I think Errol had already been dealing with some things with the car accident and his health, and a lot of people had mentioned that in the aftermath of this epic beatdown. But he had already had a fight or two, I think, coming back from the car crash, right?
Yeah, I don't know that that's an excuse for me. He had come back and he beat a guy or two, and all of a sudden now that's one of the reasons why he didn't perform the typical Spence against Bud. I think Bud was Bud, and that's why Spence didn't perform.
Bud was Bud. And it was, man, and then just the noticeable power difference, man. I think Terrence Crawford really showed, man. He's just got a lot of power, because I think going into it, Spence was supposed to be the stronger, bigger guy, right? And kind of like what Terrence Crawford is going up against now, he's going to be fighting Canelo this year, and Canelo is supposedly the bigger, stronger guy. But Terrence Crawford has proven people wrong, especially with this Errol Spence beatdown.
You know, when the fight was mentioned, it was like, no, he's too small for Canelo. But at the stare downs, every time you see them together, no diddlers, like Crawford gets a little bit bigger each time, you know, and it's like Canelo's not that much bigger than Crawford. It's interesting.
It is, man. It's definitely an interesting matchup. Canelo has not he's been solid, but not looking spectacular lately. I guess maybe the same thing for Terrence Crawford. I mean, would you feel like he's been looking spectacular lately in his last few fights, or what do you think?
Madrimov was interesting, but he just got a kind of a style that can upset people, kind of throw you off your game. And so it's not a style that you may per se look great against, even though Virgil Ortiz Jr. did absolutely look great against him. So shout out Virgil Ortiz.
Shout out Virgil Ortiz.
And unexpectedly, he actually, that was kind of a one-sided fight as well. But not generational, but shout out Virgil Ortiz again. Man, I like the fight. We're gonna keep talking about it till it happens. So live on Netflix.
Yeah, man, that's cool too. I like that. I like what Netflix is doing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Man, but yeah, man, hopefully Errol Spence, man, hopefully we see him back in the ring at some point. I mean, he is a good fighter. Would love to see him, finally get back in. So, shout out to Errol Spence, man. We need you back in the ring, big dog. Moving forward to our next legendary beatdown. Again, and this list is very subjective. We want to know what y'all think. What are some good? Let us know in the comments. What are some really good beatdowns? Second beatdown that we want to talk about: Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Arturo Gatti. Now, this is literally one of my favorite. I could watch this fight once a week, right? Once a month. I love watching the way that Floyd Mayweather broke down Arturo Gatti in this matchup. You talk about an epic beatdown, a straight up ass whooping. That's what Mayweather did to Arturo Gatti, man. What you think about that one?
This is the Floyd we all loved before he switched it up and went so defensive and really just changed the entire dynamic of his career. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And if you haven't watched it recently, go watch it again. It's that goddamn good. Arturo Gatti is perfect opponent for Floyd's style. He's coming to forward, he's looking to punch, but he's just not that articulate technique-wise as a boxer.
Right.
Floyd picked him apart. And he did it aggressively. He knew what he wanted to do that night, and he was there to show out. And
pinpoint accuracy, sharpness. I mean, doubling up, tripling up his shots, right hands, hooks, body work. I mean, foot movement. I mean, Floyd was just so sharp and on point. What a beatdown, man! This is a straight up beatdown.
This wasn't the Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti situation.
No, it wasn't no going to war. It was just a straight. He was in there with a tactician.
It almost seemed as if Floyd wanted to send Arturo to the upper room. It was that bad. It was like, hold on, wait a minute. I think somebody made him mad before the fight or something. Like, it's that. It's one of those beatdowns. It's like, this is what I do. That's what that felt like.
Exactly. That's what Floyd was saying. This is what I do. This is what I do. And Arturo, shout out to Arturo Gatti, man. He, hell of a warrior. And yeah, those fights with Mickey Ward, yeah, legendary fights, but he had nothing coming for Floyd Mayweather Jr. on that night. And it was bad to see. Buddy McGirt ended up stopping that fight. I forget what round it was. And that was a really good stoppage because Arturo was just doing nothing but just being demolished. So shout out to Buddy McGirt for stopping that matchup, at the point when he did. And shout out to Floyd Mayweather Jr., man, for just laying down a legendary ass whooping that night.
Crazy work.
Like, unreal. Please go watch it. Go watch it. Next matchup we want to talk about, man, just a brutal beatdown. Straight up brutal beatdown, man. We'll talk about Sugar Shane Mosley versus Antonio Margarito, man. Legendary fight.
Man, not the biggest fan of Shane's style, right? Unless you know boxing, why he punched the way he did, the knuckle first. It looks kind of goofy, right? But it actually has more power on it. And, talking about wanting to send somebody to the upper room. I think Shane took that fight personally. Something happened in the lead up to where he was like, "Wait a minute!" Like,
No, it was the plaster and the gloves, right?
was that incident before their fight?
I want to say it was that fight. I think Antonio Margarito they found out he had plaster in his gloves before that fight.
Deputy Commissioner said, feels all right to me. I said, well, don't feel all right to me. You know what I mean? The commissioner fucking. The commissioner said, no, that feels pretty hard. And they opened up and that block fell out, and I almost messed up the whole fight because I'm a street guy, dude. As soon as that block fell out, I was about to come across the table, punch that dude in his mouth. Then
I mean, because Shane, like, I'm thinking, when is this? Are they gonna let him die? If he dies, he dies. Like that was crazy.
That's the energy that Shane Mosley had that night. If he dies, he dies. Shout out to Drago.
I mean, Margarito's been on the bad end of some beatdowns, and that one. There's like, say in the dictionary, the word beatdown should have like a clip of Shane Mosley and Margarito, and it's all power punches. Everything was thrown with ill intent, and it was landing.
Yeah, Mosley was on one that night, and definitely every single punch, it looked like it was thrown with ill intent for sure.
It wasn't about setting it up. It was about, I'm here to hurt you. He wasn't there to jab you. He was there to kill that man.
And he about did. He about did.
I wonder, like, how Margarito is right now. Like, is he walking around kind of punch drunk, or is he okay? Strong, Mexican fighter, a lot of those guys are, fine and once they get done boxing. But man, I wonder, like, is Margarito okay to this day?
Still to this day.
To this day. Because shout out Shane Mosley, because that was different.
Yeah, man. He must have been angry and had it out for Antonio. Because that was another legendary epic demolition of a tough fighter. See, here's the thing. Antonio Margarito, definitely a tough guy. Definitely a tough game opponent. But Sugar Shane, man, especially the way that fight ended, man, with I think it was maybe the left hook, right hook combo. And he folded him up. Straight up talking about folding chair activity. That's what Sugar Shane Mosley did to Antonio Margarito, man. So shout out to Sugar Shane for that epic matchup. Crazy work, man, for real. Another matchup that we want to glaze over, talk about, not too in the distant future. We want to talk about what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder.
I knocked him out. Jack Reese showed favoritism. He had an emotional connection to Fury because of his story, along with everybody else, along with the commentary, because they had emotional connection, which you don't do. Jerry Reese said he went off the spirit of boxing and not the rules. What are you talking about? Your job is to count. That's one of your jobs, is to count. No fair. When you go back and look, when you see Fury getting up, first off, he didn't even start counting immediately. He's over. He's counting. Then he's got the four, because the outside person supposed to already start counting. He picks up what they count. So it's supposed to be 4, 5, 6, 8. Fury getting up. You can see him pausing. You can see it 9. Then he allowing them to come back. You got to count them out.
Punishment, and still the heart of a champion saying, why did you do that? To Mark Breland and to JD's, the guys who have been by his side every.
Yeah, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 2. So we're talking about the second fight here, and how Deontay Wilder got destroyed in that second fight versus Tyson Fury. What are we thinking about that one?
I'm of the mindset, man, I really don't like Deontay slander. But just being honest, the first fight, Tyson Fury boxed, he used the ring. He got dropped late. It was controversial, ended in a draw. But in the second fight, Tyson Fury was like, hold my beer. I'm just coming straight at him. He's a power puncher. I'm not going to give him no distance. I'm going to stay in his chest. And by the end of that fight, Deontay Wilder looked like Martin. It was rough. It was a beat down. There are allegations of cheating, manipulation of the gloves, something of that nature. I don't think so. And I'm a Deontay fan. Got his ass beat. And I didn't see that one coming. The spin move was probably as a result of the beatdowns that he suffered from Tyson Fury.
Yeah, shout out to Zili Zhang. Zili Zhang put him in a blender. But yeah, no, shout out to Tyson Fury, man. That was, it was unexpected, and I like Deontay Wilder too, man. But the knock on Deontay Wilder has always been technique. Yeah, Tyson Fury had his number for sure that night, and that was definitely another epic beatdown.
The confidence was sky high. It was like he learned something in that first fight, and he was with the guy from Kronk. I could go back and watch that one right now, and it's like that was literally the downfall of Deontay Wilder.
Hasn't been the same since.
Hasn't. Like some fights take something out of you.
Like a Errol Spence.
They did it a third time, same result. It almost seemed like a fluke in that second matchup. So it's like, let's run this back one more time to see if that was for real. And it absolutely was. It didn't get any better in the trilogy. And man, Deontay, hasn't been Deontay to this day. And but you need matchups like that. Too many guys are scared, to lose that. Oh, they're scared to get in with the other elite fighters in their prime. So shout out to Deontay Wilder for taking on that Tyson Fury matchup, man. And it is possibly one of the greatest heavyweight matchups of our generation.
Yeah, I agree, man. Another epic, legendary, all-time beatdown there. So I want to see him back in the ring too, man. You think we're going to see? Does he have anything lined up?
I haven't heard anything. Supposedly he's retired, but he does that. He'll take a brief retirement, do some bumps and come back. So hopefully he doesn't go off the rails or anything. A couple of losses to Usyk, actually close fights in my opinion. So we were looking for him versus Anthony Joshua. I think that's a fight that everybody will still watch. So hopefully we get more Tyson Fury. I would like that.
Yeah, shout out to Tyson Fury. So we got another legendary beatdown we just want to briefly talk about. And again, in the comments, let us know what you guys think. What are some really good beatdowns that we're missing? All right, we're only doing 5 beatdowns, but I'm sure we're missing some really good one-sided matchups, one-sided beatdowns. So let us know what you guys think. But we want to talk about Billions, AB, straight out of the Nasty Natty. Shout out to Adrian Broner. But he got beat down by Marcos Maidana in a really epic boxing match that at least I didn't expect it. I don't think most people expected, especially at that point in Adrian Broner's career. Nobody expected Marcos Maidana to do what he did to AB, man. So what happened that night, man?
Maidana was overlooked, and come to find out, he's a dog. And AB is a character, right? It's a spectacle to see him fight because there's so much going on in the ring, outside of the ring, all the antics. He even tried to use those antics in the ring, and it didn't serve him well.
Yeah, and I think that was part of made the beat down even worse, is because he was doing the antics, he was humping Maidana, and then turned around and really started getting tapped, you know what I'm saying, getting touched, pause. So I think the antics definitely made it worse.
Man, AB at the height of his career was something to watch, and that may have been marks the downfall of his career.
Never been the same since, you think?
He was the Floyd protege. He's got a good matchup. Guy in front of him that's going to come forward. Supposedly he's going to box him, use the ring, and Mack truck hit him.
Hitting, man. And then one of the photos, man, is like a legendary capture with, man, AB got when he got knocked down, man, and like both his gloves are like it's not funny because you hate to really see a dude, especially in his prime like that, just get knocked out and dog like that, man. It kind of reminds me of what happened when Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones, and that was just completely unexpected. And I think that's what happened to AB that night, man. And he just got, Maidana was overlooked, and you just cannot do that in boxing, especially at the highest level, at that championship level. You cannot overlook people. Yeah, man. AB, yeah, Maidana just had his. See, and it's a struggle for me because I have been an AB fan. Like I like Adrian Broner. You know, from the start of his career. You know, coming out of the amateurs. You know, up through the Marcos Maidana fight and beyond that. You know, I always thought AB was really good. I tried to emulate AB a little bit and his style and the way that because I like his style. I like the way that he fought. Like I said, straight out of Cincinnati. But yeah, just the antics, and then the knock on AB could also be the knock on Shakur Stevenson a little bit, which is output. Right, that's been the issue with Adrian Broner. Just a very low output. Really skillful, really strong. You know, great tool bag, but his output was always too low. And Maidana definitely outworked him that night.
Yeah, the Broner downfall is epic. You know, you could probably have a 30 for 30 on everything that Broner's been through, you know, since that fight to this day. You know, he recently got touched up by Blair the Flair Cobb, and
That's tough.
uh,
That's tough.
shout out Broner, man. Didn't want to see that happen to him, but Maidana went on, you know, had two great matchups with Floyd Mayweather. Sometimes, you know, stars are born, you know.
And you know, some people say Maidana was maybe the
First fight.
the first fight that he actually pulled off that first fight.
It was close.
Yeah, shout out Marcos Maidana, man.
Good fighter, great fighter. You know, with that being said, we want to make sure we check out forward and cheer activity, man. Couple of great knockouts.
Damn, he got folded like a lawn chair.
George Foreman, who will be fighting November 5th. Check the clock. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right? It's like Munguia took a round off and then came back and finished him.
Oh
my goodness! Munguia!
Play in a hurry at 227 pounds. Oh, big right hand! If he gets up, I'll be the most surprised person in the Coliseum.
Confidence with body shots, as well as taking away his energy, and everybody.
Tremendous right hand shot by Canelo.
I hope y'all enjoyed the fold and cheer activity segment. We got a couple honorable mentions, man, that we want to mention on today's episode for epic historical beatdowns in boxing history. And one of the beatdowns that everybody needs to go watch is Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather Sr. If you want to see somebody get beat down in a boxing match, it's what Sugar Ray Leonard did to Floyd Mayweather Sr., man. Definitely a historical beatdown that night. Shout out to Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Just, he was a problem. Late 70s and the 80s, you did not want to get in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard, all right? Another beatdown that we want to mention, an honorable mentions, is James Toney versus Iran Barkley. Again, this is a case study of inside work, counter punching, and just all around skill. So you definitely want to be able to study the shoulder roll and different defensive tactics. Watch James Toney and watch what he did to Iran Barkley. Unreal boxing skill. So shout out to James Toney. And the last honorable mention that we wanted to kind of glaze over is again, we want to shout out Floyd Mayweather Jr., man. Again, a tactician. Just a great all-around fighter, very skillful guy. I think everybody knows that about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and what he did to Diego Corrales. Another case study, beautiful display of boxing, counter-punching, quickness, speed, power, as back when, it was Pretty Boy Floyd, not necessarily Money Mayweather. Two different fighters in our opinion. So we just wanted to kind of glaze over those guys. Those were 3 more honorable mentions that we want to talk about tonight. Y'all go check out these fights, beautiful boxing matches. And again, we want to know in the comments what you guys think.
Comment below. Best beatdown. We missed this one, man. There's that fight and that fight. There's so many great beatdowns, great fights in the sport of boxing. And let us know your favorite in the comment section below. Go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, tell everybody, tell anybody. The Unprofessional Experts Podcast, brand new episode streaming now. That's all, folks. Until next time.
I think Mike has the power advantage.
Because
he's over Jet Li.
what was the punch of death or something? The short punch.
Right?
That,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
What
yeah.
if Jet hits Mike with that?
And Mike might go flying across the room. Like, we don't know. We really don't know.
You never know. I mean, great matchup, right?
It is. No, that's a really solid matchup.
Karate versus boxing, all tournament, both.
I would say, depending on the rules, if it's hands up, I gotta go Mike.
Okay.
But if they're kicking, obviously I gotta roll with Jet Li.